was always wondering what women would give up, sex or fashion. So I've gone to the streets of Dublin today to ask these women this exact question. If you had to remove one from your life, sex or fashion, which would you pick?
Sex.
You'd remove sex and keep the fashion?
Yeah.
What about yourself?
Yeah, I was
Remove the sex. Not forever though.
No.
Just for a little while.
Yeah.
And if you have to remove one from your life, sex or fashion, which would you pick?
Fashion.
Right, yeah. So get rid of the fashion, keep the sex. And bum in the eyes.
Yeah.
And if you had to give up sex or fashion, what would?
Well, I gave up sex about 9 years ago, so
Sorry, you're looking so good. And if you had to give up sex or fashion, which would you give up? If you had to.
Fashion, I think.
Fashion.
Yeah.
Great answer, I love it. Okay, thanks so much, girls.
You're welcome.
Here. You have to give up sex or fashion. You have to give up sex or fashion. Fashion. Give up sex or fashion. Yeah, you have to give up sex or fashion.
Yeah.
You're brilliant. Thanks so much. And if you had to give up sex or fashion, which would you give up?
You have to give sex or
Sex
fashion.
or fashion.
Sex. Yeah. Fashion just goes on forever, doesn't it? And you can change as well all the time, you know.
Exactly. Okay, if you had to remove one from your life, sex or fashion, what would you pick?
Sex, fashion.
If you had to remove one from your life for a year, it would be sex or fashion. Well, you're French, so you probably just pick the fashion.
Yeah, I'd say sex too.
Sex too?
Yeah.
they were great girls, okay? They would actually get rid of sex instead of fashion. And she's from France, so that makes sense.
If you had to give up sex or fashion, which would you give up? You had
That's
to.
so hard to answer.
I know.
Okay. No, I don't know.
If you had to, if something's holding a gun to your head, you had to give up sex or fashion. Fashion.
Yeah.
Fashion?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
Yes.
girls. The last one, if you had to give up sex or fashion, which would you give up?
Fashion. Yeah.
Did she say sex?
I said fashion.
Fashion,
I said
okay.
sex.
So you'd give up sex and keep the fashion?
Yeah.
If you had to give up sex or fashion, what would you just give up?
Sex.
Sex or what?
Fashion.
Sex. Fashion. Okay, oh, that's brilliant, ladies. Brilliant. Okay, and the last question, if you had to give up sex or fashion, which would you give up? If you had to.
I actually don't know, to be honest. Yeah, that's a tough one. Wouldn't be that active at the moment. But
For a year.
for a year, sex, I'd say, to be honest. I'm obsessed with clothes, so I could give it up for a year. If it was just 1 year, yeah. You'd swear it was for we're having it every day or something, but yeah, I'd say if it was just a year.
Yeah, I can give up for a year.
That's it. Go back to sex then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I hear you. If you had to give up sex or fashion, which would you give up? If you had to give up sex or fashion, which would you give up?
Sex or lemon.
She gets it now.
I don't care about fashion.
So you give up the fashion and keep the sex.
Yeah.
Cool. Brilliant.
It's like it's the two things that fans are known for.
I know, sex and fashion. Yeah, it's like Paris. Oh my God. It's like weighing up, you know?
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
If you had to give up sex or fashion, which would you give up?
Fashion.
Fashion. Keep the sex.
Yeah. If they're good now.
Absolutely.
If they're good.
Let's go back. It's back to the Jimmy Foods.
Yeah.
If you had to give up sex or
Or fashion. I love it. It's like, of course, fashion. And if you had to give up sex or fashion, which would you give up?
A what?
If you had to give up sex or fashion,
This is like when
which
we were
would you give
watching
up?
Friends and it was sex or food, but it's
Yeah,
sex or fashion.
yeah. Depends. I mean, you have good sex. I prefer sex.
So give up the fashion. But
If I don't know, if I have to choose between shoes like Manolo Blahnik and yeah.
so it has to be really good sex, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you've got Manolo Blahnik or Jimmy Choo's versus
Really with sex?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It must be really, really
I hear
good.
you. If you had to give up sex or fashion, which would you give up?
Fashion.
Alors, do you want to ask her the same question?
Elle te dit il faut que. Qu'est-ce que tu choisis si tu as à choisir entre arrêter le sexe ou arrêter d'être fashion dans le coup quoi, dans la mode.
Ah, j'ai arrêté de la mode.
Same as me.
Just the same.
Yeah, just give up fashion.
Give up fashion,
Yeah.
keep the sex.
Yeah.
And if you had to pick, if you had to give up sex or fashion, which would you go? You first.
Fashion.
Fashion.
Yeah, fashion.
Fashion, yeah. So keep the sex.
Necessity, innit?
It really is, isn't it? Yeah. You just wear your pajamas on. Or not. Or nothing, yeah. It's actually a little bit better than that. Alright guys, thanks very much. If you had to give up sex or fashion, which would you, if you had to
That's a
pick?
good question.
Fashion.
You could always work in the sex.
Hold on.
Yeah, you
No
always
more
work in the
answer.
sex.
No more
No.
answer.
Oh, sorry.
I'd give up fashion because you could. Just because you got all you haven't. Just because you
Wait, your man.
You be having sex and you're low.
and then you can dress in whatever way you want. You can always work on the sex life. I think image is a big thing. No, you can always work on the fashion. You can always work on the fashion. It's got to be French
Okay,
polish.
I'll ask you the same question. Do you think a woman
You
would
sure
give
you
up?
want to do that?
I'm sure I want to do it.
Positive.
Don't answer.
Right,
Don't ask
okay.
it. Don't
Okay,
ask
if
it.
you think, do you think a woman would give up sex or fashion first?
Roses are red.
Well, usually whatever fashion she has, I like, and I take it off her, and then that leaves.
It's all that's on the mind, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if you had to give up sex or fashion, what would you go? He's not breathing. You pick. If you had to give up sex or fashion. Fashion. What would you think she'd give up? Sex or fashion?
To be fashion.
She'd give up fashion.
Yeah, I think so.
What about yourself? One final answer. Sex or fashion? Fashion. Okay. That'll save the raise tonight. Let's find out what men think about this topic. If a woman had to remove one from her life, sex or fashion, what would she pick?
Sex, probably.
Brilliant. A woman has to remove one from her life, sex or fashion. What do you think she'd pick?
In general, I would say fashion, but not with my missus.
Really? Should
No.
you remove the sex? Listen, dude, you really need to get something done about that.
Yeah, I can't wait to get married. It's going to be so amazing.
It's gonna be so much fun. The wedding night is just going to be awesome.
Yeah.
We'll hold up your poster and we'll give you a bit of
So,
get this man married.
yeah, I need to go to the Courtyard Hotel and vote for Simon.
Vote for Simon. And his dog.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks so
Thanks.
much. If a woman had to remove fashion or sex from her life, what do you think they would pick?
I guess I'm not a woman myself, but I would rather
a
have.
woman's body first.
Yeah, but I'll go for the sex. I would like go into more fashion. Like I want to be like be looking good to attract people.
Looking good and then just not have sex. I hear you. Thanks so much. honey.
You're welcome.
He really does have the fashion, doesn't he? I love the fashion. And if you think a woman was going to give up sex or fashion, what would she give up?
Sex or fashion? I think that's more of a question for a woman though. I don't know I don't know how much. I think it depends on the woman. I don't know.
It depends on how much
Probably.
you think about fashion, I suppose.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
yeah, it depends on what they like more. Like I can't speak for all
What
women.
about you? Do you have a choice?
Sex.
Give up sex, fashion.
Yeah, definitely. Just got competition against other women, you know. You dig, dog?
I love that, yeah. So if a woman had to give up sex or fashion, what do you think she'd give up? If she had to, if she had a gun to her head, sex or fashion?
Fashion.
She'd give up fashion?
Yeah.
Oh, you're boasting here, look at this. Give up fashion. And this is a lovely bit of fashion on this man. If a woman had to pick fashion or sex, what would she pick? She had to give up one.
Oh shit, she gave up one.
She had to give up one.
Sex. My wife gave up years ago.
Yeah, I'll probably should pick.
What do you mean? I was going to say.
And we know if you walk down the road with a woman dressed head to toe in Chanel.
Look at this tightly. Gee, look at this tightly. He's a lot of man. Who gave that shit?
He said it on camera. My wife.
She's got to go sex or fashion. What would she do?
Sex, yeah. Because she can do it herself after. She got shot and do it herself. That's it. She got shot and
What's more rabbits for?
What shop did she go into?
What's more rabbits for?
We got machine.
Every Christmas, 4 new Duracells.
Who's getting married?
He's in there, he won't come out there.
Yeah, me, darling.
Me and the stag are going home. Sex or fashion? If she was going to give up one, what would she give up?
Well, she gave up sex a long time ago. So.
You're on TV, mate.
Sorry.
Okay, so.
I love her to pieces, and she dresses fantastic.
Look at this.
Can I just say, he knows it's on
I love
TV.
her to pieces, and she dresses fantastically already, so I wouldn't change a thing.
That is so sweet.
Carry on rolling. What I like.
Cue the music.
Did you not realise things were going to be on TV?
Show the back of your
No,
shoulders.
the camera.
See,
in
and
the
you said
corner.
all that stuff about
The
sex
camera.
and a big.
I'm really afraid of sex. What happens is I start crying before then. I hear if you pray with
Start crying after the end.
No. I kind of like it's a cheerful weirdness. It's like in my own tears and sadness, but